You know, some love stories start with flowers, candlelight, and awkward eye contact. This one started with an alien princess trying to strangle a spaceship console because it looked at her weird. Her name was Queen Zelafia Vora Magnolia Stardust 3. Yes, that was her full name, and yes, she insisted people use it. She had glowing violet hair, a voice like a thunderstorm dipped in glitter, and the kind of royal attitude that could make even a black hole apologize. She ruled planet Althera, a breathtaking pink-hued world full of floating castles, gossiping moons, and overly emotional parrots. Today, she was not pleased. "Don't you dare glitch on me, you metallic peasant of a console," she screamed at the spaceship controls. The console said nothing. Consoles don't talk, but it beeped nervously. Standing behind her, leaning casually on the shiny chrome railing, was a human. Not just any human, but Raiden Cole, Earthborn engineer, intergalactic mechanic, amateur philosopher, and professionally sarcastic. He watched her meltdown with a smug smile. "You know, where I come from, screaming at machines doesn't fix them. Though, I will admit it's much more entertaining." She turned. Her eyes flashed like a disco ball having a nervous breakdown. "Are you mocking me, human?" "Not at all," he said, then smirked. "I'm appreciating you." Dramatically, her nostrils flared. The console beeped again, as if offering emotional support. Queen Zelafia was in trouble, and not just the emotional kind. Her starship had malfunctioned, shutting her out of the royal archives of her planet's energy core, the same cores that kept her world alive, in exactly 9 Altheran rotations, which translates to roughly 31 Earth hours and a half-drunk Tuesday. Her planet's atmospheric heart shield would collapse, and she would rather die than ask for help. So naturally, they contacted Earth. Earth sent Raiden, the most skilled deep space systems engineer they had. Well, technically, they sent the guy who accidentally blew up 3 moon routers and once reprogrammed a coffee machine to speak Spanish. But hey, he had charisma and really good hair. Queen Zelafia glared at him. "Do you even know how to fix a Hilux dimension integrated ionized heart core?" Raiden grinned. "Nope, but I do know how to fix a woman having an emotional crisis disguised as a spaceship." Her jaw dropped. "Try me." He winked. She screamed. Not a regular scream, this one had royal acoustics. The sound traveled through the ship, scaring 3 robots, upsetting a potted plant, and triggering the ship's AI to ask politely if it should schedule therapy. But interestingly, she didn't throw him out of the airlock. That, my friend, is called chemistry. Queen Zelafia stomped around the engineering bay, her royal gown too fancy to be near greasy tools, yet too fabulous not to dramatically swish behind her. "Human, you came from a primitive blue planet. What makes you think you can help me?" "Well," he said, tapping buttons, "I've been told I'm very good with complicated things." Her eyebrow arched. "Like spacecraft." He winked. "Like women." She turned bright pink. Not blush, literal bright pink. "Alien biology is a beautiful thing. Human, your attempts at humor are hilarious. Charming. Emotionally disarming." He interrupted. She glared. "Annoying." He smirked. "You said, emotionally disarming." "Ah, thanks." I said, "Annoying." "Same thing, just different grammar." She hated how quick he was. Or rather, she didn't hate it. She hated how much she didn't hate it. Oh no, she was in trouble. As Raiden examined the starship core, Zelafia studied him, but not in a creepy way. More like, "Anne, I don't trust you, but for some reason I want to stare at your face for an hour" kind of way. His confident posture, his calm manner, his terribly distracting grin. He worked with machines the way some people played instruments, hand smooth, precise, magical. He didn't panic, he didn't bow, he didn't grovel, he just joked. And somehow, that was more powerful than fear. Meanwhile, Raiden couldn't help but notice that this alien queen, this crown-wearing cosmic drama event, was kind of adorable when she was angry. Well, adorable and terrifying. Like a kitten with a bazooka. "Raiden," she said suddenly, watching him work, "why did Earth send you? Besides your bad jokes." He paused, then looked up at her softly. "Well, because I don't just fix machines. I fix the things people gave up on." That stunned her. She didn't have a comeback. For once, she didn't talk. Her gaze softened. The console beeped romantically, and somewhere, the AI played slow jazz. She walked closer, curious. "Human, do you really think you can help save my planet?" He looked straight into her eyes. "If you let me." There it was. Not bravado, not sarcasm, but sincerity. Her royal heart, which had scoffed at diamonds, power, and even space dolphins, skipped one very royal beat. But she couldn't just melt completely. So she said the only thing a proud alien queen could. "Fine, human, save my planet, but do it properly." He grinned. "Your Majesty, I always do things properly." She turned pink again, definitely not blushing. "Also," he added, "you might need to get your royal dress out of the engine wiring." She looked down. Her luxurious gown was very much stuck in a high-voltage diagnostic coil. She yanked it out, pretending it was intentional. "I meant to do that," she said. "Of course," he replied, That moment, that was the beginning. The beginning of an alliance, the beginning of a mission, the beginning of an intergalactic romance comedy with unnecessary drama, overly emotional machines, a sassy spaceship, and a queen who would rather die than admit. She liked his stupid smile. It was the beginning of a story where an alien monarch with trust issues and a sarcastic human with toolkits would try to save a planet, and maybe accidentally fall in love. Or deliberately, depends who you ask. And somewhere, destiny giggled like a mischievous toddler. The starship's AI had started playing suspiciously romantic background music. Queen Xylophia did not like it. Well, not that she'd admit. Raiden, leaning over the reactor panel, just smirked. "Oh look, the ship approves of us." "There is no us. Human," she snapped, crossing her arms, which only made her shimmering violet gown sparkle dramatically, like it agreed with Raiden. "I mean, technically, we make a good team," he offered casually. She scoffed. "You're a mechanic who insults my spaceship. I'm the queen of an entire planet. We are not a team." He paused, held her gaze, and said softly, "Your Majesty, I don't insult your spaceship. The spaceship insults me first." The console beeped in agreement. She glared at the console. The console beeped in fear. Queen Xylophia stood beside Raiden, watching his hands glide over the controls. His focus was intense, brows slightly furrowed, lips pressed, eyes fixed. She had no idea what any of those buttons meant. Was he actually fixing anything, or just pretending while looking suspiciously attractive? Her brain, he is fixing the core to save your planet. Focus, also her brain. But look at his arms though. "Are you staring at my arms?" he asked, not even looking at her. She jolted. "I what? No, absolutely not. Your arms are irrelevant." "Oh, absolutely," he said. "Totally useless. Only good for lifting things, repairing, holding stuff, or possibly royalty, if required." She blinked. "That last one was hypothetical, right?" He grinned. "Only if you want it to be." She hated how her alien heart made that stupid thump-thump sound. Royal hearts were supposed to hum, not thump. Stupid. Human influence. The AI suddenly interrupted, emotion levels rising, possible flirting detected. "Should I dim the lights?" Xylophia gasped. "No." Raiden. "Yes." The lights dimmed automatically. The AI turned on romantic jazz. "Stop the jazz," she yelled. The AI changed it to alien whale mating chants. "Turn IT off." Now it played Earth elevator music. Raiden shrugged. "Honestly, this one kinda slaps." "Stop talking. Is that jealousy I hear?" "No," she declared. "Queens don't get jealous. We get even. Oh, trust me, I'm scared." He smiled. 30 minutes later, they were still inside the glowing engineering chamber, the large reactor core pulsing rhythmically, casting purple light across their faces, almost too perfectly dramatic. Raiden worked silently, occasionally humming, twisting mechanical coils, interfacing with alien tech he had no manual for. But somehow, it worked. She watched him, fascinated. "Human," she asked softly, "why aren't you afraid of me?" He didn't look up. "Should I be? I'm a monarch of an intergalactic empire, feared by thousands, trained in combat, and emotionally unstable." He chuckled. "Emotionally unstable is my specialty." She squinted. "That's not reassuring." "Oh, but it is," he said, finally meeting her eyes. "Someone emotionally guarded is stronger than someone emotionally empty." She blinked. She wasn't expecting. Then he grinned. "Also, you have great hair." And just like that, emotional depth gone. Back to chaos. They took a break. Well, she declared it a royal hydration interval, which is basically sipping starfruit juice while pretending not to stare at each other. Raiden tilted his cup. "So, tell me, Queen Xylophia Vora Magnolia, Stardust III. You said it correctly," she whispered, slightly impressed. "Why did Earth never hear about Althera before? I mean, you guys have floating castles, solar swans, mood-changing skies." She sighed softly, gazed distant, "Because we never needed help." That hit him. "Until now," he said gently. She nodded. "And asking for help is not something royalty does proudly." He paused. "Asking for help is not weakness, it's intelligence." She looked at him. "What if the help fails?" He smiled warmly. "Then we try again." She stared at him, not angrily, not sarcastically, just quietly. Which for her was basically an emotional confession. Suddenly, the core glowed brighter. Raiden jumped up, checking readings. "Oh sweet, malfunctioning microwaves. I think I've got something." "What?" she exclaimed, rushing to him. He pointed at the data. The core wasn't malfunctioning, it was rejecting commands. Rejecting. Why? Because, he turned to her. The system only obeys a combined royal. He pointed at her. An emotional interface. He pointed at himself. "Are you saying?" She blinked. "The spaceship ships us." He smirked. "Your spaceship wants us to work together." She gasped. "My spaceship is matchmaking." The AI suddenly projected a heart emoji on the screen. "Turn that off." "Ship confirmed," the AI announced proudly. Raiden burst into laughter. Xylophia turned pink again. "Human," she said darkly. "If we survive this, I will exterminate that AI." The AI beeped nervously. Raiden coughed to hide his laughter. Or, we could invite it to the wedding. Zilafia froze. Raiden froze. Silence. Even the AI froze. Oh no, he whispered. I said the B word. She stared at him. He braced for impact. She finally spoke, hypothetically. Would I at least have a fabulous dress? He smiled. With pockets, she gasped. Human, you may proceed. The reactor synced with their combined input. The system, HUMMED. Lights flickered. The ship's AI, for no reason, started chanting kiss. Kiss, kiss. They did not kiss, but they did stand much closer. Too close, dangerously close. Close enough to admit. Without words, something had started. Something awkward. Funny. Unexpected. And dangerously. Emotionally, he didn't just come to fix a spaceship. He came to fix something she never admitted was broken. Trust. Connection. Maybe even love. Too soon. Definitely too soon, but not impossible. And then the alarm blared. Warning. You have exactly 31 Earth hours to restore the heart core before planetary collapse. Raiden grinned. Just like our first date. Huh. She glared. But this time, she smiled to just a little. Beep. 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 That was the not-so-romantic sound of a planet slowly dying. Planet Althera had exactly 27 Earth hours left before its atmospheric heart shield collapsed, and Queen Zylofia's entire royal council just discovered one very disturbing thing. Their queen was working closely with a human. Not just working. Collaborating. Laughing. Smiling. Standing. Unnaturally close. Suspiciously close. Emotionally close. Uncomfortably close. Close. Enough that the royal council began drafting conspiracy theories. One of them whispered, what if the human has brainwashed Her Majesty? Another gasped, what if it's worse? What if he's charming? Everyone screamed. That was the moment the council officially panicked. Meanwhile, back in the engineering bay, Raiden stood in front of the heart core, scanning energy patterns. Queen Zylafia stood beside him, officially pretending not to be impressed with his problem-solving skills, jawline, and annoyingly optimistic personality. She asked reluctantly, human, explain these energy fluctuations. He smiled. Well, Your Majesty, the core is reacting to your emotion signatures. Basically, your planet responds to you. Emotionally, it mirrors your internal state. She blinked. You're saying, my planet has anxiety when I have anxiety. Exactly. And if I'm emotionally unstable, he nodded. Then the planet is too. She blinked again. She looked at the humming reactor. Then at him, then back at the reactor, then declared, I hate this machine. The console beeped, possibly offended. Raiden chuckled. Maybe it just wants you to open up emotionally. I'd rather wrestle a space rhino, she replied. A silence formed, not awkward, just unusual. For the first time, she wasn't yelling, she wasn't dramatizing, she wasn't being royal, just quiet. Thinking. She looked at him, human. He turned. She exhaled. I am not used to asking for help. He nodded gently. I know, I am trained to be perfect, elegant, untouchable. Queens do not get scared. We do not feel uncertain. Raiden slowly shook his head. The strongest ones do. She stared at him. She didn't roll her eyes. She didn't sass him. She didn't even threaten to turn him into space dust. She just looked. And for the very first time, she smiled. A real one, not a royal one, not a dramatic one, just real. Raiden was stunned. Wow, he breathed softly. The spaceship lights just got brighter when you smiled. She turned to see, and yes, the entire chamber shimmered with pink light. She gasped. I didn't do that. He grinned. The planet did. AI announcement. Emotional sync progress, 32%. Heart stabilizing. Queen Zylafia stared at the readings. You mean, emotional regulation is repairing the planet? Raiden nodded. Yup. She thought about it for a long moment, then broke into hysterical laughter. Are you telling me, she wheezed, that my planet is collapsing because I have trust issues? Raiden smiled. Well, yeah, that is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard, but also kind of beautiful. No, just embarrassing. The AI beeped lovingly. Their work continued. Hours passed. She let him work with her, not under her, not obeying her with her. He guided her through emotional calibration patterns. She guided him through complex Altheran interfaces. They learned, they talked, they laughed. She mocked his earth coffee addiction. He teased her about royal drama and elaborate robes. She called him infuriating. He called her fascinating. She told him he talked too much. He told her she felt too little. She was offended, but only for 3 seconds. Then she realized he was right. Later, they stepped into the observation deck. The planet glowed below, pink seas, lavender, clouds, sky, rippling like silk. Zylafia spoke quietly. When I was young, I was told that queens don't cry, queens don't bend, queens don't ask. Raiden turned to her. And did that make you happy? She took a long breath. No, he nodded. Then maybe, it's time to be something else. Not just a queen. And what else would I be? He looked at her. Just her. Not her gown, not her crown, not her titles. Her someone real. In something new. Something warm. Something confusing. She whispered. I don't know how to be that. Raiden smiled softly. That's okay. She frowned. It is yes, he nodded, because you don't have to figure it out alone. Silence. Not empty. Full. She didn't say anything. She just looked at him. No sarcasm, no dramatic flair. Just understanding. Somewhere, in a royal conference room, her advisors fainted from emotional shock. Back in the engineering bay, AI, alert, hardcore, emotional, sync 64%. Relationship progress. Awkward but promising. Relationship progress. What? She yelled. Raiden laughed. It's just reading energy bonds. She blinked. Energy bonds. With you. He looked at her. Faint smile. Do you mind? She opened her mouth to respond, but stopped. Did she? Did she actually? Not mind. Human. She finally said slowly. You are arrogant, irritating, sarcastic, and distracting. He raised an eyebrow. Is that your way of saying you like me? She glared. Then finally, with the tiniest smile, possibly. He grinned. You know, on Earth, that's basically a love confession. She rolled her eyes dramatically. Fine. Then, in Altheran terms, here's my royal expression of interest. She stepped close. Very close. Lifting her hand and flicked his forehead. Boop. Bup. He blinked. Did you just boop me royally? That was symbolic emotion sharing, you primitive earthling. He smirked. Do it again. She blushed. Never. She did it again. AI. Emotional sync, 82%. Planetary stabilization, near complete. Raiden stepped beside her. So, we're actually fixing the world. We are. She nodded. Together. She turned to look at him. And this time, she didn't look away. Together. The console beeped in approval. The AI played soft, romantic, jazz. She didn't yell at it, not even once. That was a miracle. The alarms stopped. The lights softened. The ship went completely silent. No beeping consoles. Don't know sarcastic announcements from the AI. No emotional jazz soundtrack. Just silence, the kind that felt like something important was about to happen. Raiden glanced at the main reactor screen. Hardcore emotional sync, 97%, awaiting final activation. Queen Xylophia lifted her head slowly, eyes fixed on the glowing projection. Only one step left. She whispered. Raiden nodded. Final activation requires two things. Royal intent. He looked at her. Double quotes. And emotional consent. She blinked rapidly. That sounds like a feelings problem. He smirked. Congratulations. Your greatest enemy. She glared. Not angry, just nervously royal. He gently asked. So, Your Majesty, what do you feel? She immediately turned around. I don't like this question. Ask a different one. He stepped closer. Hey, it's okay not to know. I do know, she said quickly. He waited. She took a deep breath. My planet is my duty. He nodded. My people are my responsibility. He nodded again. My emotions, she hesitated. Her voice softened. Are mine, not theirs. Not perfect, not royal, not controlled, just mine. Raiden didn't say anything. He didn't need to. She turned to him, eyes bold, heart unlocked, and I choose to feel them. The hardcore reacted. It glowed. Not violently, warmly, like it heard her, like it understood her, like it approved. Emotional sync, 98%. Raiden glanced at her, smiling quietly. So, what are these newly unlocked emotions telling you? She crossed her arms, trying to appear dignified. They're telling me. She walked toward him. Slowly. Too slowly. That humans are excessively irritating. He smiled. She stepped closer. Emotionally chaotic. He stepped closer. Recklessly hopeful. Closer. And very. She stopped inches away. Very. Raiden raised a brow. Very. He waited. Then she said it. Warm. Silence. Raiden blinked. That's it. She lifted her chin proudly. That was a highly vulnerable emotional confession. Thank you very much. He laughed. You're unbelievable. She smiled, actually smiled, and said quietly, yes, and you, human, are unreasonably believable. He chuckled. Was that your version of flirting? Advanced flirting. Royal edition. She replied. Hardcore sync, 99%. Awaiting emotional consent. They both looked at the screen. Emotional consent. He turned to her. You ready? She looked at him. Not like a queen. Not like royalty. Just like Xylophia. Consent. She said softly. Granted. Hardcore finalized. Planetary. Atmosphere stabilizing. Emotional barrier. Restored. Planet safe. Althera lit up like fireworks across galaxies. Pink skies shimmered. Lavender clouds danced. Moons blinked like they just got good news gossip. It was saved. Truly saved. And, for the first time in a long time, so is she. But then, the door burst open. In came the Royal Council, which was the emotional equivalent of 12 overly judgmental aunties walking into a romantic moment. Your Majesty, yelled Lord Pentoris, head councilman and professional mood killer. We have received intelligence that. He stopped. Saw them standing very close. Saw the reactor humming softly around them. Saw the AI projecting glowing pink hearts. Then yelled louder. We have received intelligence that you have been feeling things. The group behind him gasped. Raiden waved. Hey, Faceless. Nice robes. One fainted Xylophir straightened her gown dramatically. Double quotes, yes, my counsel. I have been feeling things. And guess what? She paused. They braced for impact. She smirked. It saved the planet. Silence. One councilwoman began tearing up dramatically. We raised her well. Another councilman whispered, did she just grow emotionally? Raiden shrugged. Character development. Everyone gasped. Then came the question. From the council, from her people, from the AI, who is now DJing in the background. From her own heart, was Raiden leaving, or staying? He looked at her, she looked back. He spoke first. Your Majesty, do you want me to stay? She didn't answer immediately. She walked toward him, closer, until she was close enough for the AI to play smooth jazz again. She looked at him, eyes unwavering. I'm still learning how to feel. He nodded. I may be confusing, may be dramatic, absolutely difficult. He smiled. I don't know how to love someone the human way. He stepped even closer. But I do know this. Raiden waited. She said it. Emotionally speaking, she paused, then booped his forehead again. You are not entirely intolerable. Raiden laughed. So, you like me? She rolled her eyes. Do not push your luck, human. But then, she leaned in, rested her forehead against his soft, quiet, warm, double quotes. I want you to stay, he whispered. Then I stay. AI, relationship status, stable, and potentially adorable. The council sobbed, the lights faded, and far below, the skies of Althera shimmered like they were in love too. Love didn't come from dramatic rescues or royal titles, or perfection. It came from quiet moments, flawed, truth, emotional mess, and the courage to feel anyway, even when it's terrifying, especially then. The alien queen was in serious trouble until a human taught her how to be real.